I grew up very culturally Christian, I would say. I would go with my family to an Orthodox Christian church, maybe on Easter, some years maybe. Faith was never a huge part of my life. It always felt very distant from me. God was this being that no one could ever feel or hear or touch or anything like that. That's how I understood it, and that was just kind of how I lived. Hi, my name is Sofya, and this is my story. Focused a lot on dance, which took up a lot of my time and energy and my mind, I would say, and I was so focused on other things, whether it was friends or dance or school, whatever. I started getting close to someone that was of a different faith, thinking I would, it would be this interesting path maybe I would go down, but quickly it just went down a dark, just very dark path, spiritually dark path, all these things I was uncovering and information I just dove into. It was so not what I expected. All of the things I was uncovering were completely opposite of what he would tell me. The realization that I started to have was if there is a God, there's no way that it's this God that he's telling me about. There's just no way. And that slowly started festering up to a point of me leaving this person and saying okay, I really don't see a future here, as much as you want to tell me that there's a future here, as much as you want to tell me that these religions can coexist and they can both be true. I came to a breaking point because I didn't want to leave this person. I didn't want to I didn't want to leave this person. I didn't want to make the decision myself. The moment I cried out to God, honestly, I didn't even know how to pray or anything. I had seen people who'd done it, and I've read about people praying, but I never truthfully just earnestly was I need God. And then that night was the first night I really called out to God and was God, I just don't know what to do. I know you're real, but I don't know what to do. I need guidance. I need you to guide me. I don't want to make decisions myself. The next day, I was actually just hanging out with some friends, and there was a few girls that I didn't really see a lot. They're family friends, just chit-chatting, and then her friend starts telling me about her story, her whatever, just what she's been up to in college. And as soon as she starts talking about her life, it is literally my life, but her telling it in through her, but it was my life. I could see myself from an outside perspective for the very first time. But in that moment, it was so crystal clear that that was God. You asked, and you know what I mean? God answers, right? And that was a complete shift. I was whoa. I was that's just goosebumps. I was that's crazy. That's crazy. That pretty much started my story of seeking Jesus and diving into the Word then afterwards, which was a whole different experience for me. From the very first moment I started reading, it was so emotional. It was, I don't know if it was an emotional release or what, but it was just, it was emotions I had never really felt before. What I expected to be in there wasn't in there, and it was, again, these ideas of love. God is love. The greatest commandment is to love one another like you love yourself. And it was it was a moment of relief. I was like, I'm done searching, like this is God. I found a whole new identity. Everyone is searching for themselves in whatever they do. I had done that through dance. I was trying to feel something through dance and like some sort of stability, some sort of like fulfillment. And there is so much fulfillment in dance for sure, but like that fulfillment that God ultimately fulfilled for me, my whole identity just shifted. I feel like now, comparatively to how I was before, I'm so much more at peace with God's timing, and which is, again, something I never had before. Like everything had to be on like a schedule, everything had to follow what my classmates did, or to like whatever I wanted it to be. But yeah, there's such a peace to knowing that God's timing is perfect, and you know, you're not going to miss out on anything that you're wanting to do or wanting to accomplish. I feel like Jesus is so many things, but like above all, Jesus is love. I've found like nothing fulfills me as much as Christ fulfills me, and Christ's love for me and for all of us. Like I've never even come close to anything.